In this video, I'm going to show you how to resolve a running play. First, let's look at the quick play rules. There's 3 steps to determining the final run number. You take the running back's running number, you take the run column from the quick play chart, which you've made up before the game, and then you flip over a game card, and then you apply whether it's an in and out run or an off tackle run. And with the quick play rules, you always use the number that's in the bracket. Once you have that final number, then you're going to flip over a results card. And down on this side here is where you're going to have results, and the SA and SB means you flip over another card and you look at the SA and the SB on the next card to determine that final number. Let's take a quick look how that works. So Jordan Howard, his inside run is a 52. Let's say that's the play that's called. You're going to roll a D20 to see which line of or which row of influence you're going to have. And if it was a 5, so it's going to be minus 18. If it was an off tackle run, it'd be minus 14. So 52 minus 18 is 34. Now we're going to turn over a game card, and it's a minus 10. Remember, we're using the one in the bracket. So now we're down to a 24. We're going to turn over the results card of a 24, and that's it right there. It'd be a half-yard gain. Let's do it one more time. Inside run again, 52. This time the roll is a 17. So offense gets the advantage on it, which is a plus 11. So now it's a 63. We turn over a game card. This time there's no influence. So we turn a results card. It's a 63. And this time it's a 9-yard gain. Now there are a couple other cards that do come up. On a play, there could be a fumble if there's a bad snap. You're going to resolve that by rolling a D20 and looking at the quarterback's fumble rating. It could be the running back's fumble to football, and then you'd look at the running back's fumble rating right there for Jordan Howard to be 1 to 3. That's on a D20. Remember, you can always flip over a results card too and look at the D20. This is basically the same as a roll of a D20 and a roll of a D12. Okay, other things that could happen, there could be a penalty on the play. The way you resolve a penalty is you flip over the next card, and then you look along the penalty for the run and determine what the penalty is and then apply it accordingly. There's another fumble for the running back, or there could be a review on the play. So in a review for a running play, it's basically if there's been a fumble, or if you're within like half a yard of getting a first down or half yard of scoring a touchdown, I might do a review because the running back's elbow or knee might hit the ground before he actually made the yards that he's trying to get to. 1 to 10 means the play stands. 11 to 20 would mean that the play is overturned. So now let's look at the standard rules. I need to flip this up here because instead of using this quick play charts, defense actually calls a play each time. So offense is going to call a play, defense also calls a play, and you can see there's a few different options of what that play could be. You can play a different pass defense, and you have different formations that you would use. You can play basic run, basic pass, or you play run defense, and then you pick the location. And how the standard game works is basically the same as the quick play rules. You start with the running back's running number. Then you're going to see if the team has influence. And for Chicago, their offensive influence, if they're at home, is a 6, and that's on a D12. Or you get to flip over a game action card and see who gets influence. So usually what I do is I'll take the left-hand number for the left-hand team, the right-hand number for the right-hand team, and then determine if they have influence. So if the offense has influence, down on the bottom here, they get to add in their run blocking, and Chicago's would be a plus 15. That's as good as it gets. The Bears had a really good offensive line and a good ground attack. So if Chicago has influence, they get the plus 15. And then defense also gets to affect the play no matter what. You're going to pick a defensive number here. And it all depends on what Arizona would have played. So if they played a nickel pass defense, even, it didn't matter the depth they were at, right along the bottom, along this run row is what you're going to modify the running number to. In this case, it's to be a plus 8 if they played a nickel defense. Or had they played a pass defense, there would be no modifier on it. They could have played basic run, it would have been a minus 8. And the way it works, if they would have chosen a run defense, if they would have picked right here and put it on their inside run. Then you're going to subtract 25 and another 10, so it'd be a 35, minus 35 modifier to Jordan Howard's 52. That's a starting running back run number. If, however, they chose an off-tackle run instead, what you're going to do is you're going to actually take that number and add 5 to it. So it would actually be a minus 15. And it kind of gets a little confusing with the minuses and the pluses, but it's not an advantage to the defense because they picked the wrong location because they're looking for an off tackle, and so it would be a plus 5, so it would make it a minus 15. So you can see the range from the defense for Arizona will go all the way from a minus 35 if they had the right location, minus 15 if they were playing a run defense. One thing to add though too is that in order for them to get these numbers, they have to have had influence. And again, the D12 is rolled, or you flip a card and see if they're on the road, it would be 1 to 6 would mean they have influence. If they have influence, then they get this result here. If they don't have influence, they get the result in the basic run row. And that's something that I think is easy to forget, because once you think they don't have influence, they don't get to impact the play. But indeed they do, because they still played a run defense against a run. It's just not as good as a number if they would have guessed it right. So if they don't have influence, they go to the basic run. And of course, so the number could be anywhere from minus 35 if they guessed it right, all the way up to a plus 12. So you can see there's some pretty good modifiers depending on the defense. And that's the standard game. So you take the running back's running number, the modifier from the defense, then the game card, gives you your number, and then your result comes off the result action card. If you got any questions, make sure you email me at grant.fines@icloud.com.